We're back for another Valley ride. So it's been 2 weeks since my last Valley ride, and last week I didn't ride at all. So it was busy traveling, and we had a bit of a heat wave. So I got 0 miles in last week, and I rode on Monday, and the next day, Tuesday, I went ahead and did something called Egan Ride, which is another Egan Ride is another one of these local group rides that is short, punchy hill climb themed. So it's a lot of 400 watts and then 0 watts because all the descents, everything between the hill climbs is completely neutralized, like baby mode, not racing at all in between. So a lot of people really enjoy Egan. They find it super fun to just attack these little short out and back hills. It's not my favorite type of workout, and it's definitely not what you want to be doing the the day before you are doing a very difficult effort, at least for me, which is Valley Ride on Wednesday. So that's what I'm coming into the ride with. I just am basically hoping I've prepared for this terribly, and I'm basically hoping that some miracle happens that lets me at least make it past that beginning of Mountain Home where I keep getting dropped. So that's the goal for today, is to defy the laws of physical fitness and stay on through Mountain Home. And as we're about to make the right-hand turn to start the real ride, I want to mention that, like, in terms of my mentality going into this, yeah, I don't feel like the smartest person in the world for doing a really hard day the previous day, but, I may not be feeling that much more successful at Valley Ride, but Valley Ride is making me more successful at my other rides. So, on Tuesday when I was doing all these hill climbs, I put in some really solid efforts, and I got some times that I was pretty happy with, comparing to myself in the past. I was getting times on climbs that looked like the times I was getting when I was very fit, like when I was racing, when I would consider myself to have been at peak fitness. So I know in theory I'm not. My form is a little low right now. I'm a little fatigued, but my fitness, my kind of long-term athletic ability is pretty strong here. And now the laws of physical fitness are really beginning to set in. I'm at 400 watts, or I was just a second ago, and these guys are like blasting past me, and it's the entire group. It's not just the fast guys. It's everyone. I'm the only one who can't drop 600 watts here and make it over this hill. And if you remember from last week, this was not a problem for me. So they're really the ride changes week to week a little bit, and we're seeing it right here. They took this really hard, and I'm thinking, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just hope that they get a long stoplight. Um, and I notice, hey, they're I'm actually not closing this gap very fast. These guys are really taking a hard effort downhill. I can get really aerodynamic. I'm kind of heavy. I have that big, or that small CP to weight ratio, right? And I'm doing 200 watts, over 200 watts, so I'm in tempo mode right now. Just trying to stay reasonably close to this group in case they don't get a big stoplight or stop sign, and they're drifting away from me. So I'm getting a little annoyed at this point already. So I'm pretty happy again with how the group is calling out obstacles, but what I'm a little less happy with is how, I'm behind this bigger rider, thinking should be getting a better draft off of that, and I'm still just finding myself surging up to 400, 500 watts, and then back down to like 50 watts. So something about this, the position I'm in, I'm not being able to do a consistent effort. Here I am cracking again a little bit. There's a big separation ahead of me, and I'm relying on a stop sign to sort of let me seal that gap. This is where I've made a real mistake. So there's not enough traffic here to really make anyone pause at the stop. They go right through, and now I'm just like hoping this group is fast enough to chase back on, but not fast enough to drop me. But, my intuition is that the ride has been really hard, harder than usual, harder than last time so far. And this is where I'm starting to get some payoff, because the ride slowed down a little bit. I can move up positions basically for free, and I'm realizing that, yeah, I was right. I felt like the ride was too fast, and it was too fast. Most of the group couldn't hold that wattage. And yeah, there's some people going up the road who can, as you can see right in front of me, but it's not the bulk of the group. And now I'm starting to feel real dumb. Why is that? Because my goal is to survive Mountain Home. And what happens before Mountain Home? Well, what happens before Mountain Home is this big descent. And what do I keep screwing up on this big descent? I keep ending up on the front, working really hard in situations where I know I don't have to. I know enough about the ride and its dynamics to not have to put myself, in the red. And so far in this ride, I've been sitting first, second wheel needlessly. I've been ending up sort of to the left side of the single column, so out in the wind on my own without a spot. I've been getting, people have been surging next to me and I haven't been able to catch their wheel. So yeah, I'm doing the descent, and not only am I doing the descent inefficiently, I'm pulling. I can't be less efficient than this right now, and the group's pulling away from me. I'm sort of downhill cracking. I don't want to do more than 100 watts, and I clearly have to right now. And this is the problem with getting really lazy. If you crack enough, when people come around, they don't come around and help you out. They come around and they just drop you. You can see a really bad pattern start to develop here as well, which is I see a little gap open up. I want to stay in the draft, so I put in a big dig to catch up, and then the wheel in front of me stops accelerating, so I move off to the side and coast a little bit, and then they accelerate again. So this is the rubber banding I mentioned in the previous attempt at this ride, and it's starting to happen here. Basically, whoever is at the front is just feeling kind of lazy, and no one's feeling like doing work to try to come around and drill the ride here. So looking back at this, it looks like I might have redeemed myself a little bit. In the latter half of the descent leading into Mountain Home, I've been a little bit better about being in a wheel, or behind a wheel. A little bit better about not getting sucked into surges, so things aren't looking too bad. Yeah, somehow I'm already dropped, so I just didn't take that turn aggressively enough, and now I have to do 300 watts to sort of redock with the group, and I'm crossing 600 here, and now they're just letting loose. Look, I actually stop pedaling here. I chill out. The guy in front of me is, not going even as fast as I want to. So this is looking good. Hear me breathing now. My heart is about to explode. My lungs are about to explode. I'm not going to lie, at this point I'm getting pretty tilted. Here we're seeing something that I really struggle to deal with mentally, which is when I'm just barely off the back and I put in a dig and it doesn't do anything. So, I'm cresting Mountain Home. I've just put in a big 400 watt effort, which I already feel is more than enough. And they just say, no, we can keep doing 400 watts. We're just going to keep doing this for the rest of Mountain Home. And I just feel like this is impossible for me. And one last dig as I lose my sanity.